ليكن يومك للشعب ودادا ليكن حبك للأرض مداد.
When we have a problem, there must be solution, and the Quran is supposed to be our solution. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. My dear brother, Allah says in the Quran, Inna hadha al-Quran yahdi lillati hiya aqwam. That certainly this Quran guides to the best in everything. This is the month of Quran, the month of Ramadan. People increase the volume of the recitation of the Quran in this month. People memorize Quran. They revise it very well, very good. But the question is this: why is it that the moral decadence in the modern time seems not to be going down, even though we have many more hafadha, those who memorize Quran, those who can recite very well? Why is it that Quran is not seem to be working in us? We need to look at that, because when we have a problem, there must be solution, and the Quran is supposed to be our solution. Unfortunately, nowadays, we have many young ones, boys and guys, who can read very well. When you listen to the recitation, then you'll be amazed. By the time you look at their conduct, the way they talk, the way they behave, you'll be wondering, In fact, ordinary Muslim who doesn't know Quran shouldn't behave like this. Why do we see that? I watched a video not long ago of a young man at a joint. In fact, they were even smoking weed. And he mentioned that he can read Quran. And he read Surah Al-Taha, and he read it very well. And I was wondering, if you have this in you, why is it that it's not reflecting in your conduct? In those days, when there are wayward children, they take them to Ilikil Madrasa for rehabilitation. In fact, they refer to that as a rehab center, whereby they reform them. And by the time they come out, you see that they will be able to do some things in life. Why is it that today, it seems that the more we have more hafala, the more we have people who don't have that light of Quran shining in them. And Quran itself has a light. Then we should ask ourselves, are we the problem or the Quran? Certainly the Quran is not the problem, because Quran of yesterday is the Quran of today, but we need to check ourselves, where is the problem coming from? Allah says, Inna hadha al-Quran yahdi lillati hiya aqwam. This Quran guides to the best. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's promise will never go unfulfilled. Then we need to ask ourselves, okay, where have we gotten it wrong? What is the source of this ugly development? I want us to look at the basics. Allah says, وَالْبَلَدُ الطَّيِّبُ يَخْرُجُ نَبَاتُهُ بِإِذْنِ رَبِّهِ. Let us check how we even start our family members to start making children. We need to think of our spouse. How do we choose our spouses? Many of us, we don't get it right from that source. Because if the land is not fertile, you may not expect miracle as regards the fruits that will come out from such soil. The land must be fertile. And that is why the Messenger of Allah recommends that تَخَيَّرُونَ تُفِكُمْ. When you want to choose where you want to sow your seed, your semen, you want to sow it like you want to sow your seed, make sure that you have chosen the best land for it. Look at somebody who looks like you, somebody who shares the same view, the same goal in life with you. This is the kind of child I want to make. That's number one. Number two, we parents also need to check our intention before we send our children into madrasa to go and learn. It has to be for Allah's sake. If it's not for Allah's sake, then there will be problem at long run. The intention matters so much, because the Prophet said, "Man talaba al-ilma liyumari bi sufaha or liyubahi bi al-ulama falyusarfa juwa nas ilayhi fa huwa fi an-nar." Whoever seeks knowledge because he wants to attract people's face to himself, he wants to make it to argue with others, and so on and so forth, because he wants this worldly gain, that knowledge will land him in hellfire. So we need to check our intention. It should be for Allah's sake. We want our children to have the knowledge of religion so that they can use it to worship Allah and benefit other fellow Muslims. In addition to that, we also need to check the source of income we are spending on these our children. Because if the income is not halal, it may not be beneficial. The income must be from halal sources so that it can work in them. But if the source is haram and you are spending on children, you want them to come out good, then you may be joking. In addition to that, I also want us to check the way we deal with those malams who are taking our children. We wish them well. Some of us want our children to be scholars, but we don't like the malams. We don't want them to live a normal life because we feel that Sebi is just malam. Sebi it should be free. If it is free, how will the malams take care of their own needs? How will they, out of conviction and goodwill, impact your children? And that is very, very important in our life. We need to wish well with others so that we can also have good things in life. And that's what the Prophet said, La yu'minu ahadukum hatta yuhibba li-akhihi ma yuhibbu li-nafsihi. Before you can get your iman right, you need to wish for others what you wish for yourself. Another factor that is very important in the way we train our children is to look at the choice of malams for our children. In those days, the knowledge may not be very huge, but the taqwa, the character of Islam, you see it in those malams. They are always contented. They do not pursue life the way every other people pursue life. So the little they have, they are contented with it. And they impact knowledge on children, they impact their character as well on them. But today, what matters to us is, Makhaj Ruf, mashallah. It reads very well. What about the character? If the character is lacking, that will be a problem. Imam Malik radiallahu anhu said when his mother was sending him to madrasa, he sent him to Rabi, and he said, "Ta'allam min akhlaqihi qabla an ta'allam min ilmihi." Go and learn from his character before you learn from his knowledge. Meaning that the mother must have studied Imam Rabi and said, this man, I want my children to be like this. Do you want your children to be like the malam who is taking them? Today, if the malam is very violent, attacking people, abusing people, and you send your children to go and learn, then what do you expect? So he's also going to be like the malam who has impacted on him. Peer influence is another issue that we need to look at. We need to check the kind of friends that our children are keeping. Do they really match what we want them to be? Because a scholar, a poet said, "And the money let us all for absir korinahu for kullu korinin bil muqarrani yaqtari." If you want to know about a person, you don't need to know him personally. Just go and check the friends he keeps, because birds of the same feather flock together. So, contrary to that, we also need to check the way our children consume the media contents, especially the social media. Today, they pick their role model from that platform. They want to be like a singer somewhere. They want to be like a whatever. Even if they memorize Qur'an, they will still be looking at those ones. And ideally, they should look at those that we really want them to be. And let them know that, no, this I want you to be like a sheikh, so. I want to be like this, I want to be like, so that by the time they come out from that madrasa, they want to be like those scholars we have talked about. My brothers in Islam, Quran is a guide. Not just a guide to the best. Inna hadha al-Quran yahdi lillati hiya aqwam. If it's not working in you, then you should check yourself. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
من بالبذل ساد قدر ما كان من منزل ولكن نحن لولاك لما شئنا اتحاد